Welcome aboard the race fans here to the penultimate round of the 2020 Hardee's National Series season. Bradley Bishop Jr. holds an 8-point lead over Anthony Marchesi, Alex Benyacko 25 points back, Jeffery White 32, and Noah Hart 54. Corey Williams also pretty much a long shot here. They know they've got to get things worked out at the end of this race, or else their hopes and aspirations will be down the drain. Tim Fiegel on pole here with outside pole sitter Blaze McKinney on that 43 cars outside. A couple of these drivers still looking for their first win of the season. A lot of guys in the top pedestal in the point standings have found victory lane, but for some of these guys, they have yet to find that grasp just yet. Green flag is in the air. We're racing here at Pikes Peak. Porkins up the track already off of turn number 2, and so is Blaze McKinney. Some 3-wide action going on, and one car way out of shape off of turn number 2. That looks to be the 51 of Coven Black. Can he save it? Way up and into the wall he's gonna go, but not much damage done as lap number 1 is going to conclude. Tim Fiegel leads the way, Kev Shear in second in car number 1. Then you got Jeffery White third, and look at Alex Benyacko down to the bottom of the racetrack. These guys getting aggressive early on, knowing they've got to get as much track position as they can while they're clumped up. And right now, a lot of these drivers are already slipping and sliding here in the opening stages. Ian Dutta way up the hill. Here comes Roush. Here comes Angel. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. They're going to be 3 wide down the front stretch. And here goes the number 44. Moves down to the inside. Anthony Marchesi tries to cut him off, but slips up the hill. Alex Benyacko, though, making a move to the inside of Jeffery White's number 11, and here he goes down to the bottom, trying to hug that white line, get that inside line grip, and that's really where you want to be throughout this race. Is that inside groove is the way to go here at Pikes Peak. And right now these drivers are figuring it out early on. You see drivers kind of getting shuffled up the track. You lose so much momentum. It's a matter of when you can use that momentum to your advantage, and that's how you can overtake some positions. Some 3 wide back there between Brandon Cresta, Blaze McKinney, and company there. That's near the mid-pack range. And Kev Shear now putting the pressure on Tim Fiegel's number 43. Look at the run. He got off of turn number 4. And Kev Shear just being patient right now, hoping that Fiegel makes a mistake. A slip up in turn number 1. And here goes Shear. Migrates down to the inside. And now they're side by side for the race lead. Kev Shear 1. Fiegel 43, and the CM car is going to easily take advantage, and Kev Shear with the race lead early on. Marchesi fighting back on the inside of Sean Angel's number 44, Joseph Strigley. Also marching his way forwards in car number 22, so a lot of drivers up to a great start so far. Where's BBJ? He is falling backwards down the order, right behind Carter Friesen's number 92, just outside the top 20, Blaze McKinney. Starting on the outside pole, already falling backwards as well. Not a great start for him in car number 60. Peter Onjek way up the hill. Remember, he qualified pretty well, 15th position. Also not looking too pretty as well. Cole Baker making a move down the inside, making it 3 wide. These drivers still remaining aggressive early on, and Onjak's car just really struggling here in the opening laps. He's already up the racetrack, and yep, is out of shape off the bumper of Blaze McKinney's number 60, but manages to save it. So great car control there. A lot of drivers very close to wrecking their cars out early on, but BBJ needs to get upwards in this pack. He's got to find something out of the hat in that Mopar machine, but it's 100 laps of racing so far here at this short track. Kev Shear, though, leading the way, but here goes Strigley down the inside for the 7th spot. Strigley bottom, Allen up top. Let's see the momentum kick in for that number 22, but they're about dead even off of turn number 4. The two of them neck and neck down the front stretch. Strigley on the bottom, Allen still remaining up top. That outside groove not really as powerful as the bottom side groove, and Strigley really trying to demonstrate that, but Hannah Allen putting up a really good fight on that outside line. RJ Bishop qualified near the mid-pack range. He has moved himself forwards, trying to propel himself inside the top 10 in car number 99. There is BBJ 4 wide off of 4. Into the outside wall he goes. A big slap in the outside wall. A big crash down the front stretch. Brings out the caution. Julio Caesar's upside down. Bobo Jones. Onjek Ellison. There's Justin Johnson. Gatlin Downey. and Julio Caesar upside down. Coben Black with a lot of damage to his car, and much more. And championship implications plague Bradley Bishop Jr. And this track's past history has really brought a huge turn in the championship hunt. And once again, this championship has been turned upside down. And for Anthony Marchesi and others, this is big for them to catch car number 45. Some more smoke here. Looks like Tim got turned, or probably slipped in some oil here. But chaos out of turn number 4 brings out the first caution of the day. And Kev Shear leads the way. 16th on back had a very fierce battle going at it here. Krasta, Codwell, and Ziemba. And then you had Mizdrak and BBJ right behind him. And here's a replay of what happened. You see Daniel Day, he makes a move way down to the inside, and BBJ tries to shut the door, but also slips up the hill, overshot the corner, and Codwell's car just not having much grip off of turn 4. Mizdrak tries to split the gap as well, and he's just going to slide up the hill, makes contact with the McDonald's machine. BBJ in the process also slides up the hill, and a big shot into the outside wall. Carter Friesen, no place to go, gets some right front damage. Tip Foster just also nowhere to go. Basically by then the track is just blocked on the top side groove. Cole Baker getting hit by Ross Jackson, then a big whop from the 60 there sends the 54 for a ride, and then Julio Caesar in turn in the back also getting hit by Jack and Smith, sending the 28 upside down, and a big shot to his hopes in terms of getting inside the top 30, and really a lot of drivers inside the top 30 in the owner's points, and just maybe on the outskirts. We're looking forward to a good day like this with a short track such as Pikes Peak, but a lot of them demolished here did not envision a run like this whatsoever, and for a lot of teams and a lot of drivers alike, they're not going to be happy with an early departure. And for BBJ, in terms of the point standings, as he was the points leader coming in, an 8-point advantage, now going to disintegrate just like that with a lap 9 wreck to play car number 45. On board here with Diego Yep, as he actually had a wonderful sight to see and a great avoidance in general, and just watch how close it was. Whew. Talk about close, and it illusioned the camera so much it gave us a damage glitch on the car. And Diego Yep is one lucky soldier, and PJ Williams and Cal Farrell were just right behind him as well. They too were rather fortunate, but for other drivers not so fortunate. So a series of unfortunate events plaguing some of the drivers here, but for others they're able to persevere and move on. Everybody coming down pit road to take tires and top off on some gas here. And let's see who's going to take 4 tires, who's going to take 2. We saw a bit of a gamble down at Homestead, and no matter what we could see here tonight could really change and really spice things up in terms of the running order. Anthony Marchesi taking 2, Alex Benyacko taking 2, you see Shear taking 4, Roush takes 2, and Kev's going to be the first car off in terms of 4 tire stops. I think Porkins and Williams took 2 tires. White confirmed it was 4. Let's see where Noah Hart is. There he is, pretty far back. He took 4 tires. They've got nothing to lose. But a lot of drivers having divisive strategy with BBJ struggles. And really, where is the 45? He's nowhere to be seen. There he is on the track. They're trying to repair the damage on that car, that Molpar machine. But with the damage they got from that wreck, it's going to be pretty highly unlikely they'll get that car on track. Bobo Jones retiring the car, but Alex Benyacko in the lead. Alex Benyacko and the CM crew pulling a different strategy here with 2 tires on that number 8 Marchesi, replicating the same thing. Al and a couple of others. Kev Shear, the first car on 4 tires here. But really, Alex Benyacko needing that bonus point. They got what they want, and now they're looking for a lot more. A pace car off turn number 4. Lap number 15 about to begin as the lap cars begin to rack themselves together, and the green flag back underway. A great start by Alex Benyacko in the 8, and look at everybody else though, caught sleeping that time around. Williams and Porkins up the hill. Here comes Jeffrey White to make it 3 wide on the inside of his teammates, and through the middle he's gonna go, and Jeffrey White flying past Porkins comes to show the 4 tires, kicking into the 11. Here he goes down to the bottom side, passes Williams off of 4, and just like that, Jeffrey White already up to 6, while right behind him they are scattering about with the lap traffic in front of them. There is the 63 of Garrett Sittner. He actually struggled in pit stops Ziemba way up the hill. That's going to cost him some time as Fiegel goes down to the inside. Daniel Day stuck in a precarious situation as Brandon Cresta moves down to the bottom. There's Noah Hart. There's RJ Bishop. There's Jack Halleck. All outside the top 10 and looking for a lot more. Really top 10 on back. While Alex Benyacko leads the way. Hannah Allen to the inside of Anthony Marchesi for the runner-up spot. Scott Roush in third, really in fourth. And the CM cars all clumped up together. Here come the CM artillery in just a heartbeat here with the 8, 0, 3, and 1. And Jeffrey White just right behind them. Shear and White both on 4 fresh rubber tires. And here they go. Here comes White. He's going to make it 3 wide for the spots. White with a kamikaze move down to the inside, looking past both the 1 and the 9. Marchesi slips way up the hill, and White looking for more this time around. 3 wide down the backstretch, and in turn number 3, a huge send down to the bottom, and Jeffrey White with a phenomenal move from 6th all the way up to 2nd within a lap. And Jeffrey White, a man on a mission here in that Fanatics machine. Kev Shear getting shuffled out a little bit by Anthony Marchesi. And Marchesi fighting back on the inside groove. Those 2 tires aren't looking as bad as we thought they were, but Jeffrey White making the most out of it with those 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Corey Williams down the bottom. Here comes Fiegel and Angel right behind him in hot pursuit, way down the bottom, and Fiegel had to check up a little bit off of turn number 4, and that allows Sean Angel to close in the back bumper of the NTB machine. And here goes Angel for the 8th position. Corey Williams looking underneath Hannah Allen for 7th, but Angel making it 3 wide off of turn number 2. This time around, Halleck pressuring Ziemba in the back there. But here goes Sean Angel, also on the move in the 44. He gets past Allen and Williams with ease, and Tim Fiegel now stuck behind the 0 and the 14. How about Jack Halleck trying to have another excellent run in the 94, just outside the top 10 in the 14th spot, getting around Jet Porkins is number 41. Halleck also taking 4 tires in that 94 car. There's Cal Farrell. How about that? Car number 31 inside the top 20 in the 18th position. Daniel Day 19th. Cresta in 20th. And Chris Mintrack, despite some of the damage he got in the 09, running still well in that Square D machine, running in 21st. So not too far behind his teammate despite Blaze McKinney's troubles. The RFR team looking still pretty. Ian Dutta had some issues down pit road, got damage at the back end of his car, so a tough break for him. Diego Yepes with the great save earlier and a great avoidance, not looking too pretty as well. But Anthony Marchesi, though, losing spots slowly but surely, because Tim Fiegel, RJ Bishop got around him, and Anthony Marchesi not liking what he's seeing. The adjustments not made well in that Kellogg's machine, but Jeffrey White, though, running off into the distance from Alex Benyacko and Scott Roush and Sean Angel up to the 4th position with Shear in 5th. And really, Marchesi not loving what he's seeing. All these drivers slowly manipulating their way around this car, and really they've got to really hold on tight and hope for a caution or even much more in terms of on-track adjustments when it comes to some pit stops, as Tim Fiegel makes a move around Corey Williams for that 7th spot. Noah Hart, though, looking for a little bit more here, makes a move down on the bottom side of Hannah Allen and Marchesi. Here goes Hart, that 12 car having some great late season momentum, and Fisher Motorsports, I think, would be a great threat here next year if they can adapt to that 2021 car to the best of their liking. They're maintaining that lineup they've got, and it really comes to show the leadership that Noah Hart has offered these past few seasons here in the Hardee's National Series, and this year proving to be a breaking point, really a breakthrough to be exact. That's the right way of saying it for that Fisher Motorsports organization as he gets around Marchesi for the 9th spot. A great little scrap here for 14th through 18th here. Joseph Strigley on the inside. There's Nicholas Guerrero in the 05. Remember, this is the very same team that won Pikes Peak back in 2018 in upsetting fashion with Alexander Rowe with a rocket ship at the last half, using whatever it took to win that race and pulled a big upset, giving Flying Nieces their only win in their Hardee's National Series campaign. And ever since then, they haven't really been able to replicate that success. Had some in the beginning of the 2019 season, but really ever since that transition of a new lineup, despite Ross Jackson staying with the team, they really haven't been able to find the same pace ever since. Ziemba making a move down in the bottom for the 14th position. And here they go. Look at PJ Williams. Good run off of turn number 2. Gonna try and make it 3 wide down the backstretch here, but he peaked for a little bit. Ziemba's gonna cut him off, and nothing much can be said there. And there's Chris Misdrak getting around Kyle Farrell for 17. Jack Porkins really struggling with those 2 tires. In that number 41, Brandon Cresta just outside the top 20 in 21st. Vance Caldwell in 22nd, despite the right side damage. And there's Carter Friesen in 23rd. Shade Eves having a great run in 24th. How about that for Red Stallion Racing? They really need a run like this. Ian Dutta had some issues down pit road. He's got some front end damage to really reinforce that process there, as James Ellison has closed in on that number 71. Gatlin Downey and Stratus DePire 20th and 29th, but Jeffrey White though in command, just lapping some cars to and fro. But Sean Angel has marched his way up to the runner-up spot. He's going to look to try and challenge that number 11, and Sean Angel's had some great momentum coming into this season. And despite the part-time campaign, he has certainly been a big threat in terms of spoiling races to and fro for championship contenders, and full-time drivers abound. He's here to spoil the party, folks, and right now he's been closing in that gap on Jeffrey White's number 11. Guerrero looking to clear Strigley off of 2, manages to do so, but look at the crossover move by Strigley. That was sick there. And here goes Strigley down the bottom. PJ Williams going to try and follow in tow, and this battle for 13 has pretty much remained a constant throughout this run so far, ever since the restart. And Nicholas Guerrero able to fend off Strigley for the time being, but look at the send by the 22 comes to show how fast that Fisher Motorsports car is. And Strigley trying to find something off of turn 2, not really able to find anything out of the hat. And here goes Edward Ziemba down to the inside, moves to the left. Chris Misdrak reels in the 17 and the 42 alike. And here he comes, good run off of 4, and look at that exit speed he got. And Chris Misdrak on the inside, continuing to impress with his limited starts. He's done a phenomenal job bringing this 09 car to some great results, and Rap Family Racing really finding some good talent. As late as Anthony Marchesi trying to find a way around Patrick Smith and Kyle Keith damaged lap cars to be exact, but this 09 car shoves his nose down to the bottom underneath PJ Williams in the 42, and they're side by side for the position. Joseph Strigley getting held up big time by Patrick Smith, moves down to the bottom, and PJ Williams going to be stuck behind Kyle Keith, and Patrick Smith is going to be used as a pick from Edward Ziemba. And here goes Ziemba down to the bottom of the racetrack. Kyle Farrell going to try and reel these guys in, and this is the fastest I've seen Kyle Farrell since Auto Club this season. And Auto Club itself was a very weird race, but a lot of teams took advantage when it mattered the most. So Kyle Farrell having a very splendid run indeed. And Anthony Marchesi though continue to drop backwards here in terms of how this point system's set up. Based on how he's running and how Alex Benyacko and Jeffrey White are running, he's going to lose a big chunk of points, because really, if you finish inside that top 5, you gain a lot of momentum coming in. And RJ Bishop trying to get to the inside of Scott Roush for the position, and RJ Bishop has climbed his way, started mid-pack, already inside the top 5 and looking for that 4th spot. And RJ Bishop, a really quiet prospect for the Turner Performance camp, and this really could come to show he could be a dark horse competitor for the 2021 season if Turner Performance can also develop their cars right. And really, a lot of teams in general are looking forward to this year. I've said that so many times, and I'll say it again. 2021 could be a big transition for the Hardee's National Series, as Noah Hart gets around Kemp Shear for the 7th spot. And as we said, a lot of teams, a lot of drivers optimistic to try and close that competitive gap we've seen to really catch the AFRTs, the KRs, the CMs, the TPRs as well. And such as teams such as Hydra, such as Red Bull, such as Monster Energy, and Roush Family, really all these teams looking forward to the future. And PJ Williams making it 3 wide around Anthony Marchesi. Farrell gets around the 9 as well. And that 9 car really struggling to find some grip here. He has already dropped down to 18th as a result of this race. And PJ Williams moving forwards here. Strigley trying to run away from all these other guys. Tip Foster getting held up or holding up Jack Porkins. That allows Daniel Day to really catch that number 41 down the inside. The mid-pack has been very intense, but for Anthony Marchesi, they've got to get a move on. They've got to hope to make the right adjustments so that they themselves can get back upwards into that top 10 as Ziemba again moves down to the inside of PJ Williams, but Williams shuts the door and is going to be able to defend him for the time being. Angel with a good run down the backstretch and making a move down the inside for the race lead on Jeffery White. And while you saw Marchesi moving backwards, Sean Angel's been a monster on the racetrack moving forwards as they're neck and neck across the line. Angel's gonna lead the lap that time around. And here goes Angel down to the inside. White trying to fight strong on the top, but not really able to find anything off that upper groove. But he's got the run off the corner. Angel, though, gonna have the advantage. He's got a quarter panel ahead of that 11, and he's gonna be able to clear him off of turn number 4. And what a pass by Sean Angel, just hunted him down. And just like that, Sean Angel has inherited the race lead, the Texas World winner, looking for much more in that 44. And imagine if he had that full-time campaign with FBRL, he'd also be a championship contender, I bet you. Tim Fiegel in third, the pole sitter doing extremely well, just the run they needed. And RJ Bishop in fourth, Roush fifth, Benyacko in sixth, so gaining some points on Anthony Marchesi's number 9 as he's continuing to fall backwards here, but still a long ways to go here at Pikes Peak, and it's Sean Angel in command. Oh, here goes Scott Roush. He's coming down pit road this time. We've got ourselves some green flag pit stops here in the halfway point of Pikes Peak. Well, at least we're getting close to the halfway point to be exact. As there you see Alex Benyacko following in tow, so 2 of the CM cars coming in this time around. There's Nicholas Carrera, and a few others are going to come in company. Jack Parkins came down, Chris Mizrak came down pit road. There is Jeffery White and Sean Angel, so the leaders are coming down this time around just a lap after. They know they might lose some time to Benyacko and the others that are going to try and pull from the undercut. And so now those two together are going to bring their cars together so that they can get themselves a bigger gap. So there's Jeffery White, there's Sean Angel. They know they've got to pull off a good stop, and that car's been very good in the long run, trying to bring his stall. Had to slow down big time there because Alex Benyacko was coming out. And here goes White with a great stop in his pit stall. And this is going to be a battle between these two and see which stops are going to be better off. But Sean Angel getting to the left side faster than the pit crew, executing to the best of their ability, but it's going to be very close off here. Angel gonna rocket himself off. Let's see how big of a difference it is to White. So still a pretty big gap over Jeffery White, but I'm sure he wanted a little bit much bigger. Tim Fiegel actually had a much better stop than the 11, but White's gonna eke out the 43 for the time being. An excellent stop for him. Noah Hart still out on the racetrack. And there's Corey Williams down pit road. There's Kev Shear. He's down pit road. Anthony Marchesi coming out of his stall. There's Edward Ziemba. He's gonna beat his teammate out. And there is Marchesi. They've got to make the right adjustments, and I think a lot of drivers are hoping, and really the team itself is hoping that they did. I think actually everybody else are thinking otherwise here. They really hope that 9 car gets worse and worse down the run, but we're going to have to see how things pan out for that team. And there's no Hart coming out. There's Shear coming out, so they're going to be right behind Alex Benyacko's number 8. But Jeffery White's going to cycle off in second, but Sean Angel is going to be the race leader, trying to lap Gatlin Downey here as pit stops have come to an end as they've reached the halfway point here in the state of Colorado. Jeffery White trying to close in the gap on Sean Angel with Tim Fiegel and RJ Bishop. And hot pursuit, there's Roush and Alex Benyacko not too far behind. So it's still anybody's race within this top 10 to say the least. Kev Shear and Hannah Allen running close together. Shear up the racetrack into the quarter panel of Foster. And here goes Allen to take advantage, gonna try and get the position away, and is gonna pass Shear up the turn for a close shave. With the outside ball went tip Foster and Kev, and both of them made contact off of turn number 4 and managed to save it to be exact. So a really close call, and that could have been a lot worse. They could have brought out a caution, but more or less they're able to keep on going. But Kev's gonna be the big loser out of that because Hannah Allen is long gone from car number 1. Strigley and Williams are trying to catch up to that number 05 from Nicholas Carrera, and they have done so with stride. And look at the run. Strigley's going to get off of turn number 4. Will he look down to the bottom? Yes, he's going to do so. And you see Anthony Marchesi in the back, also trying to make a move to the inside of Edward Ziemba. So that 9 car starting to get back to life here in the late stages, and this is just what they need. Strigley down the inside and Corey Williams up top, and Nicholas Carrera having to witness the battle unravel right behind the rear bumper of that Blue Bell ice cream machine. But the two of them so even off of turn 4 and down the front stretch. It's a matter of who's going to give. And Strigley down to the bottom of the racetrack. Let's see the gap between White and Angel. It is down to 1.5 seconds. So the gap dwindling between the 11 and the 44, but Joseph Strigley not giving up here, trying to find something, hoping Williams makes a mistake while Nicholas Carrera is trying to block the two of them. Off of turn number 4, you see Anthony Marchesi, you saw him go at it. He's trying to get around Jack Halleck's number 94, so that's pretty big for him. He's going to be able to do so. So Anthony Marchesi in the process is now up to 14th. Strigley washing up the hill, hoping Williams messes up once again, trying to really make that 14 get spooked a little bit off the corner, and Strigley's gonna finally clear Williams off of turn 2. And now into turn 3, just gonna have the proper center speed off, and Joseph Strigley's gonna get 2 birds with 1 stone, gonna get up to the top 10 here, but Corey gonna follow in right behind that 22, and these two gonna really become the inseparable pair, become sparring partners here. But look at Anthony Marchesi coming back from what was a dismal run so far in the first half, really bringing the P's and Q's all together. The team has made the right adjustments, and look out everybody, because that 9 car could be inside that top 10 at the end of this one, because look how quick he is compared to those 3 drivers in front. And Marchesi, they know they've got to keep a good cushion in this championship fight, because you see how White and Benyacko are doing. They know they've got to really decrease the bandage, or really decrease the damage, and put a little bit of a bandage on that points gap. So Anthony Marchesi, though, he's going to have to claw his way forwards, and he's certainly going to have to do it the hard way. And right now, he is right on the back bumper of Nicholas Carrera, going to look down to the bottom, a late lunge into turn number 1. And here he goes down to the inside. Marchesi with the run off of turn number 2. Neck and neck down the backstretch. Marchesi 9, Carrera 05. And he's going to be able to overtake him with ease. And just like that, that's another position in that speed 12 for car number 9. Anthony Marchesi now putting the pressure on Corey Williams and Joseph Strigley. He has gone into jet propulsion in that number 9 engine number 9. He has been flying through this field, and right now he's just on the outskirts of the top 10. You see those cars on the bottom half of your screen. Those were some CM cars in front of him, and he knows those cars are just a few intervals away. A little bit of a slip up off of turn number 4 is going to cost him some time, but Corey Williams and Strigley are still closing in on those guys all together. So really, this could be a great second half here, as you see Scott Rouse dropping backwards, Kev Shear in the 9th spot, Hart in 7th. And here goes Williams trying to make a move down to the inside of Strigley. Strigley tries to cut him off, but couldn't do so. And here goes Corey to the inside. Marchesi's going to follow in line. And just like that, that's a free spot. That's an easy spot for Anthony Marchesi. That's up to 11th. And now here he goes, now in the back bumper of the number 14. And Marchesi's going to slip up a little bit in the 1. Just got the white line a little bit too much that time around. And here goes Strigley down to the bottom side. Going to try and make it 3 wide. And a big send into turn 3. Marchesi's going to cut him off and says, no, that's my spot, not yours. And he's going to stay in 11th. Great defense from the 9. And man, oh man, Marchesi is determined as ever. He knows this championship is his. He's got a lot to lose in this. And with how the 8 and the 11, the 12 and the 14 are doing, even though the 14 and 12 are basically long shots, but looking at how the points are set up, it's just going to be much, much closer, and that lead could be divided in half based on where he's running. And here he goes down to the inside of Corey Williams. This is for the 10th spot. Marchesi down at the bottom. You see there, White has caught Sean Angel's number 44. And here goes Marchesi down to the inside of Corey Williams, looking for 10th. Can he get him off of turn 4? Gonna have to roll the center this time around. Does he have the run? Yes, he does. Williams, though, there's the lap car of Shady's. He's got to use him as a pick into turn 1, and looks like Marchesi's gonna have the advantage, but look at Shady's blocking the inside groove, and Ease goes up and out of the way here, and that's actually gonna help him just as much there, and that's gonna be 10th for the 9 car. And here's Jeffrey White. Where is he? He is right on the back bumper of Sean Angel, looking to try and intimidate him. Jeffrey White knows his car is just as quick as Sean Angel's, but look in the distance. It's Alex Benyacko's number 8. His car's also come to life. And beware of these two drivers, both of them moving up in the Sony Cup Series. And here goes White down to the inside, looking for the race lead with only a handful of laps to go. White shoving his nose down to the bottom. Sean Angel putting up a valiant fight on the outside. Side by side for the lead off of turn number 2 and into 3. White's going to sail it into the corner. Sean Angel's going to slip up the hill a little bit here. And Jeffery White's going to be able to clear him off of turn number 4. And White retakes the lead from Sean Angel. But Alex Benyacko in the distance, looking to close in on the top 2. It's down to 1.4 seconds, so don't count him out. Don't count Fiegel on as well. Those guys have been slowly but surely clawing their way through lap traffic. RJ Bishop's car not looking as good in this run, as Noah Hart's been slowly but surely also wheeling in the rookie here in that 99 car, but more or less though, Jeffery White in command, and Sean Angel's going to have to try and put a response back to see if he can get back at that number 11, but Alex Benyacko though still having a 1.4 second gap behind the 44 and the 11, and Tim Fiegel also not too far in the shadows, but Jeffery White, they know what they've got to do, and right now they've stepped up to the plate here as lap number 77 comes to an end. Alex Benyacko has been closing the distance between White and Angel here, and the gap they had initially has dwindled just like that. It's expired, and Alex Benyacko's car looking very good. The adjustments made from the CM crew, they have stepped it up. And now Alex Benyacko's on the back bumper of Sean Angel, looking to make that 44 stumble a little bit here. And you can just tell how fast that GM certified service machine is. A move down on the inside, and Angel's going to have to defend every ounce of weight that Waffle House machine can offer. And just like that, there you see Sean Angel goes down to the bottom. Brandon Cresta bringing his car down pit road. So those are going to be the final wave of green flag pit stops here. And Alex Benyacko though, good run off the center, and here he goes down the front stretch. Good run down the front stretch this time around. And now to the inside, he's going to go. Jeffery White and the others, they've been so quick. They've been lapping the field, and I think they are about to lap the 20th place car of Chris Mizrak, and that comes to show how devastating that pace is. As Alex Benyacko is going to bring his car down pit lane, they're going to try and perform another undercut here and see if they can pass White and Angel. And this is the money stop there. Angel having to get around Kyle Keith, struggling a little bit that time around. And Jeffery White needs the distance in order to pull away from Sean Angel's number 44 as they lap Tit Foster once again. And Jeffery White, will he pit this time around? That's going to be the big question. No, he will not. He will not pit this time around. Sean Angel will stay out an extra lap. RJ Bishop, though, he's going to bring his car down pit road. Hannah Allen going to do the same. Anthony Marchesi also going to try and pull something as well. They know they've got to gain spots, and they know that the undercut can be the way to go. So it's up to the RR crew to really try and step up to the challenge and to make a brilliant stop in order to put that 9 further upwards inside the top 10. There's Jeffery White coming in this time. Sean Angel in as well. And let's see who else is going to stay out. Noah Hart will not stay out an extra lap. Kev Shear will stay out an extra lap. And so he's going to try and get another bonus point for this number 1 car. Really, he's already got the bonus point, but he's not going to get the most laps led. But just for the cloud, he's going to lead the lap this time around. So now it's really up to the pit crews now. Let's see. There's Anthony Marchesi. He's going to be ahead of Joseph Strigley. So no harm, no foul there. So pretty good stop with the 19. And let's see where he's going to cycle out. At the end here, he's not going to cycle out ahead of Corey Williams, and Corey actually coming down. Actually, he stayed out an extra lap, so excuse me for that. And Anthony Marchesi, they're going to try and hope that they pass that number 14 with ease, but that 9 car has been quick in general, though, within the adjustments made. There's Alex Benyacko, there's Jeffery White, and there's Sean Angel. So Alex Benyacko able to get around Sean Angel, was faster in that last run, and now is going to have to wear down Jeffery White's number 11. He's already got the speed going, and Jeffery White's got the cold tires, so he's really got to warm them up. And Alex Benyacko is right there on the back bumper of the 11, going to make a move to the inside, and Jeffery White's going to give him plenty of space down the backstretch. And into turn number 3, White's gonna try and cut him off, but Alex Benyacko's right there. And there goes the 8, easily breezing by Jeffery White's number 11, but White though with the younger tires. But really, is there much of a difference between those younger tires and the older ones? It's not like those are 20 lap older, but more or less just 2 laps older here, as Alex Benyacko gonna have to make the most of it here. It's crunch time here at Pikes Peak, and with only less than 15 laps to go in the event, Alex Benyacko knows he's gotta run away from Jeffery White, because he knows that Benyacko machine can really ignite once the tires are warmed up. Anthony Marchesi is only cycled in the 10th spot this time around, so he's got to get a move on, got around Corey Williams, and now he's going to have to reel in Kev Shear's number 1. Hannah Allen having to make it 3 wide around lap traffic, not really what she wants to see whatsoever. Noah Hart outside the top 5, but Jeffery White, though, trying to move forwards here, trying to get around Brandon Cresta and Sean Angel, only a second or so back, so Angel's not necessarily out of this just yet, but White's gonna have to hope that lap traffic can play into his favor, because look at them, they're all battling it out for position and a bound, and so Alex Benyacko getting held up by Kyle Farrell this time around, and that is just what Jeffery White's going to need. He's getting held up really bad on the front stretch. 9 laps to go this time around. Jeffery White, a big send down to the inside. Sean Angel getting held up by Brandon Cresta, and that's going to allow the two of them to try and run off into the distance here. And Jeffery White now on the back bumper of Alex Benyacko. Both of them know they've got to finish very well in this race. A top 5 run could keep themselves in this hunt in terms of mathematically staying in, and even though the runs they're having would be good enough, I know they'd want that win ideally, because that can take a huge chunk of the lead away and make it a single-digit effort in terms of fighting it out for the championship hunt. You don't really want to be in those double digits in terms of the deficit, so they're going to try and make the most out of it with getting at least, like, I'd say 9 to 2 points to be exact. Alex Benyacko, though, having some breathing room this time around. They're trying to make this championship much closer than ever before. And Jeffery White now losing some ground to the number 8 there, because Sean Angel's just gotten around the 31 and the 55 alike. And now White's going to have to get his way around Vance Conwell's car, but Conwell shuts the door here. And that's just what Alex Benyacko loves to see here. White moves down to the inside. Not going to be very happy with Conwell holding him up and really hindering the progress of that number 11, as Anthony Marchesi has gone around Kev Shear for the 9th spot. And now he's looking for much more. Anthony Marchesi going to be trying to get a late race charge here to look for much more on the grid. But right now, 9th might be the only way he'll get a good run here tonight. But even so, a great comeback for him after he was almost outside the top 20 at one point, and really was outside the top 15 at one point in this race. But with only 5 laps to go, Alex Benyacko trying to hold off Jeffery White and Sean Angel. Really comes to show the dominance these 3 teams alike have had this year. CM Racing, Curtis Racing, and Allen Family Racing Team. These 3 teams have been the teams to beat this year. And really, that's made a lot of other guys tired of them being up towards the front side. White, though, feeling the pressure from Sean Angel, and really what Alex Benyacko needs to see is that White gets past, because every point matters in this race. And Jeffery White is really stumbling a little bit here, not really able to catch that number 8 there off of turn number 4. He's got a little bit of a better run that time around, and with only 3 laps to go, he's got to think of something out of the hat here. He's got to figure something out. Only gained 100 that time around, but a little bit of a stumble that time around, because here goes Sean Angel down to the inside, peaked for a little bit there, but just couldn't get the exit speed that time around. You can just tell Sean Angel's car is just much quicker than the 11. A little bit of a checkup off of turn number 4, and that's going to help Jeffery White a little bit that time around. And Alex Benyacko only has 2 more laps to hold off White and Angel, and they've really got to get it their ways past lap traffic efficiently in order to keep themselves a chance at this championship, and they'll really close in the gap by a whole different venue. Coming off of turn number 4, the white flag is going to fly. One more lap to go here for Alex Benyacko. Sean Angel's looking for a move down the inside for the runner-up spot. Angel down the bottom, White up top. He knows he's got to hold on for that second position, but Angel's car just much superior to White's Fanatic's car. And down the backstretch, Angel's going to inherit the runner-up position. And for Alex Benyacko, off of turn number 4, the checkered flag's going to wave. The defending champion's going to take the checkered flag and win here at Pikes Peak International. And for them, they're going to catch the point lead of Bradley Bishop Jr. And Anthony Marchesi's going to come home with a 9th place run. And car number 9, a phenomenal effort there. But based on the performances of Alex Benyacko and Jeffery White, that lead is going to lose its momentum. And this could be a very, very close championship battle to decide who could be crowned the 2020 Hardee's National Series champion. It's going to be a fun one here, but Alex Benyacko with the win here. Sean Angel in 2nd, White 3rd, Fiegel 4th, RJ Bishop in 5th, Hannah Allen 6th, Ralph 7th, Hart 8th, Marchesi, as we mentioned, in 9th, and Corey Williams. Your top 10, the differential in the points from 1st through 3rd are so big and momentum based. You have to be up there in order to gain as much points as you can. And Alex Benyacko and Jeffery White, they stepped up when it mattered the most. They got 1st and 3rd, and Benyacko with the win, White in 3rd. And as a result, they're going to have a much better shot and a much more comfortable shot at going at it compared to the gap they came in initially, which were like 25 or so points back. And so the runs they needed, that's what they got. They're going to be very optimistic when it comes to the round of Charlotte, the final race awaiting us all here in the Hardee's National Series. This season hasn't been, I guess, the most flashiest of seasons, but of the championship fight still remaining as close as ever, and Pikes Peak continuing to be the game changer in terms of the penultimate race of the Hardee's National Series calendar. It's going to be an interesting finale here at Charlotte Motor Speedway once we get there in the upcoming weeks or so. And, well, it'll be a fun one. It's a matter of who will be the champion here in the Sony Cup side. Rodriguez Racing and CM going at it as well, and just like that in the Hardee's National Series, those two teams going at it as well would be a storyline if those teams could sweep, or really either one of those teams could sweep the Hardee's National Series Championship and the Sony Cup Series Championship. We're going to have to find out next week here. It'll be a fun finale weekend for, I think, all the FBRL fans alike. And as always, thank you for listening in and watching, and we'll take you to the rest of the race results. And congratulations to Alex Benyacko and CM Racing on a win once again.